Everybody, welcome into this week's edition of the Coach O Show. My name is Ryan Beckman, along with Wildcat head football coach Chris Ostrowski. Coming up on this week's show, we take a look back at the Wildcats' senior day game against Ferris State. We'll talk with linebacker Matt Boonstra. We'll look ahead to the final game of the season. Cats on the road down to Findlay, taking on the Oilers coming up this Saturday. But let's talk Ferris State first of all. 49-39 loss on Saturday at the Superior Dome. Yep. Within 3 there in the fourth quarter. Your thoughts on the game as you guys went up against the number 3 team in the nation?
Yeah, I'm proud of my players. I'm proud of the program. Extraordinary fight that our guys have in them, and I just thought as a program on a whole, we came to play, we came to win, and we were competitive, and we were prepared, and our guys fought and made plays. I think in all 3 phases of the game, there were some real special moments for us, and clearly not finishing, not winning is not good enough for us as a football program. But you know, just a tremendous sense of accomplishment from where we started to where we are right now as a football team. All in all, just so many positives to take from the day.
Let's talk offense. First of all, 6th straight game. These guys gone for 30 or more points in their 5 passing touchdowns on the afternoon. What did you see from the offense? You know,
I think, you know, I think from an offensive perspective, it's about creating some space. It's about being physical up front. It's about processing the information from the quarterback position. And at this juncture, we're doing all those things. We're running the football effectively because of our space. We're really physical up front. Those guys understand the importance of physicality. I think we're really special on the perimeter in our wide receiver position. And our quarterback, week after week, is creating a pretty special level of consistency. And when that happens, it works. As an offense, it works.
How about on the defensive side? Again, creating turnovers, coming up with 3 turnovers on the afternoon.
Yeah, you know, a special group of players. Those guys fight and they play with energy, and they're flying around making plays. And there were some young guys that were really special on Saturday. And you know, obviously our older guys, our Levi Perrys, our Brandon August, our Dante Holmes. Those guys continue to do the things that we need them to do. But you know, I thought they fought hard. You know, we got one guy carrying the football 38 times, also threw it plus 30 times. It just, you know, I think it just wore us down a little bit.
Absolutely, but one more game to go against Findlay, and we'll be talking about that come up here in just a little bit on the Coach O Show. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk with linebacker Matt Boonstra. That's right here on the Coach O Show.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by
here on the Coach O Show. Our guest this week is Matt Boonstra, part of the linebacking core for the Wildcats. Matt, nice to have you on the program.
Nice to be here.
Well, let's talk first about the Ferris State game. From your standpoint, what did you see out there on Saturday? You guys went against another top 25 opponent.
Yeah, you know, it was a tough game, a real physical game. I guess the one positive I took out of it was, you know, these top teams keep coming in the Dome, and, you know, they know it's going to be a fight, and we know it's going to be a fight, so I guess what I'm trying to say is the culture's changing, and you can really feel it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And even appears on the road that way as well, as you guys head on the road and have been in a number of close games, and, you know, win there at Walsh and all that.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, let's talk about your season. How about thoughts on the season thus far from your standpoint, from your performance? What have you liked? What have you seen?
Yeah, you know, I had a serious knee injury last year, and so coming back off that was a little shaky at first, but I feel like I got my feet under me now, and the D-line's playing real well in front of us, so allowing us linebackers to make some plays.
How was that last season with the injury and sitting out and then having to go through the rehab and all of that? How tough was that for you to want to be back on the field?
Yeah, it was pretty tough mentally at first, but Jason Laxo and our training staff are really first class, so it was really no big deal coming back.
How about the seniors now wrapped up their home portion of their schedule, one game left. When you look at this group of seniors, these 13 guys, what have you learned from them? What have you taken away from this group of seniors?
Yeah, these guys are real special. A lot of these guys are my real close friends, and I came in with a few of them actually, so they really laid the foundation, I guess, to say, for the program, and we got some special young guys following them. So.
Well, now you're going to be one of the elder statesmen on the team, so to speak. So, kind of some shoes to fill there. But when you look at the younger guys on this team, what do you like about the up and coming guys on this roster?
They're talented, first of all, and when we came in, it was kind of we weren't really winning games. So now these guys are getting the taste of a winning program, and it's a scary thought. They're going to be pretty good.
Yeah. The foundation has been set, no question about that. Well, talk about your recruiting experience. How did you get up here to Northern Michigan? How did you find your way here?
Coach Mitz recruited me. He's not here anymore, but I came up here on a visit, and I immediately fell in love with the Dome, with Coach O, and I just loved it from first start. So.
What when you look at this program and the way the foundation has grown, the way everything has kind of worked out, a lot of hard work definitely goes into that. And how much, how hard was it for you when you first got here to see where it is now? Yeah,
it was tough. I guess the tough times really made these times sweeter, and I'm really excited to see where this place is going. So,
final thoughts as you head into the final game of the season?
6-5 sounds a lot better than 5-6. So
absolutely,
let's get it done. Yeah.
All right, Matt, we appreciate it. Good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it.
Matt Bruen for joining us here on the Coach O Show. We'll take a break. Look at the highlights next, right after this. Welcome back to the Coach O Show as we continue, and time now to take a look at highlights from the Wildcats game against the Ferris State Bulldogs. And we look at the offensive highlights, and 39 points on the day. A lot of offensive highlights on Saturday.
Yeah, I thought it was a great day on a whole, and we know we love this portion of the deal, and it's great to showcase our players, and that's kind of what this whole deal is about, right? So we get ourselves backed up, and it's 1st and 10, and we're on the -9 yard line there. And I just think when you talk about some of these guys, it's a junior quarterback in Shea Brown. That's 3 really young guys in the middle of the interior line, and just working hard and playing with the physicality. And then Keandre Craig is going up making a play. We talk about Keandre every single week, and I got a couple gray hairs here. That's from Keandre.
That's from Keandre.
I had none of them before I met him, but he's all worth it. I love the kid, and I'm so excited to keep watching him grow as a man and as a player. And this is a big-time football play. Big-time players make big-time plays.
Absolutely.
In big games, right? And this was as big a game as you get, playing the number 3 team in the nation. And this is as big a play as you get. And our quarterback just calm, cool, collected. And the film doesn't lie. And that's the best part of this play. Just a real fluid throw, go up high point. And then he looks so gifted there running up the sideline, and that's a great deal right there.
Yeah, just off to the races there, and he finishes the day with 3 receptions, 142 yards, that one at 91 yards. So, yeah, fantastic play, that's for sure.
Yep, there's no doubt about it. And there we go, and we're done. And the best part about it is the reaction of the Ferris sideline. I'm not shooting and hollering after that one.
Nope, a lot of standing around watching them go.
Yeah, great job, green and gold in the end zone. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, we get to the next one here. Critical moment for us. It's a 3rd down play. And again, play action pass. Shea puts it in a great spot. And you talk about going up and getting the ball. Paris Woods, who's a junior for us, another player that'll be back for us, just goes up and makes a tremendous catch. And Paris is a unique situation. His dad is arguably one of the best players ever play here, Jerry Woods in the 80s. And what a legacy, huh? And
for
Paris
sure.
is creating his own legacy, which is so exciting for him, his family, and I'm just excited for him. Great worker, very coachable, just a great kid, and what a play that was. What a play to go up and make. And again, we kind of frame this thing. I mean, that's a hell of a play. And again, the film doesn't lie.
Right.
We don't talk about playing. We're playing.
Just show it.
Just a great job. And then you go from this view. And we go back here a little bit. I'm sorry. We'll go back to it. I like to go forward and backwards. And you know, you got to understand the importance of the play action pass and just how physical they are up front. Kyle and Ziggy there on the left. Vinny Propson, who does a great job at center, and Jordan Strope and Zane Weaver. They're just really good football players, and they're playing well together, and they understand the importance of physicality, and just a great touchdown for us.
Absolutely. 2 great passes right on the spot from Shea Brown
question.
as well.
Huge down for us here. This kind of, what did this do to us? This put us within 3 points.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, this put us within 3 points in the fourth quarter. And, you know, everybody understands the importance of having a couple great ones. And number one's legacy will be cemented here forever in Marcus Tucker. And just a heck of a job. And Shea puts it on a dime. And the best part of the whole thing is you watch our fan base back there in the beer garden.
That's right.
And you watch them here on the touchdown, watch them up there, and everybody gets excited. That's a great deal. That's a great feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. And Marcus Tucker, one of those seniors, 2 touchdowns on the day, and a nice way to finish the home portion of his career.
Yeah, heck of a job. There's no question. And you know, we talk about Marcus a lot, and he's going to chase his pro dreams. And then hopefully one day he'll come back and coach for us.
There you go.
He's a special kid, and we love him.
Absolutely. All right, Coach, we've got the defensive highlights to look at, but we'll take a break here on the Coach O Show, and those defensive highlights on the other side of this break coming up.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by
Coach O Show as we continue looking at highlights from the Wildcats' senior day game against Ferris State. It's time now to take a look at the defensive highlights and some spectacular plays on display on Saturday, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Our guys on defense, they play with energy now, and they got after them and they hit them all day long. And you're talking about the most prolific rushing quarterback in the history of college football, all divisions. Just so proud of this group. As you can see here, this is early in the game. And you create short fields and turnovers, just special things happen. And we're just getting after him a pass, and Julian Horvath does a great job off the edge to create the turnover and the rush. And then we were all over the football, and that was a huge turnover, and we scored a touchdown on that play. So like we always talk about, defense and offense, they go hand in hand.
Sure.
And great teams complement each other. You know, great teams truly care about each other, and that's where we're at. And it's really fun to be part of. And again, just getting after the quarterback. Puts it on the ground, and that's first down. Cats going the other way, and pretty excited about it at that point in the game. You see the sideline and emotion. This one here now, get your juices going. This is a true freshman, Terrell Johnson, who is a inner city Chicago kid. And you know, I can remember doing the home visit like it was yesterday, sitting there and speaking with his mom and seeing his grandmother and telling him we're going to take care of him, we're going to love him, we're going to graduate him, and he's going to be a great football player here. And here he is as a true freshman, playing one of the great players in GLIAC football history. And you know, he's got some time and he's scrambling around. And you know, you talk about cardinal sin now against a good defense. You do not want to throw the ball late down the middle. We got him to do that. Terrell just makes a great football play, and that's an interception in a short field. And you know, those things are great. When those things happen, it's electric. And again, he's right in the middle there, and you could see him just reading his eyes and in a back pedal. And our guys doing a great job. We're in a 3-man rush mode. They're an enormous offensive line, but we're forcing them to get out of there, to get flushed. So it's not just one guy. You know, Malik Smith got him. He's forced him to get uncomfortable, and then he puts up a throw there, and again, great pick. High and tight, please. Don't fumble the ball. First down, Cats. Great job.
Held on to and got you guys into scoring position.
No question. And one of my favorite guys on this one here, it was a sack late in the game. Critical moment for us. Darrell Williams, who's down there to the field there, just makes a great play. But again, at the point we make the play, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green hats right in that vicinity, that 5-yard vicinity. Just an exciting football play, a huge turnover for us in that moment, or sack, tackle for loss. Sure. And Exciting day, and you know, you talk about an offense scores a ton of football points, a quarterback that's as celebrated as could possibly be celebrated, and I thought we hit him all game long. I thought for certain when he got on the bus home going to Ferris, he knew he played a college football game.
Absolutely.
And I think that's really important.
Well, yeah, you look at it, and even the way you guys responded, it was kind of a rough start, some nerves maybe early on with the fumble on the first play of the game, but then both sides of the ball really kind of settled in after that.
Well, that's the difference in a pretender, if you will, and someone that's an actual program. You know, we fumbled football on the first play of the game, and there wasn't a single panic button pushed. There's no coaches that are, you know, chirping at each other, and the defense gives up a touchdown. No one's coming off field saying that was a short field. We don't deal in that stuff in this program. It's about us. We win together, we lose together, and that's the way we're gonna do things. That's the blueprint we're gonna follow, and it's just special at this point to know that you got 105 that's got your back, and I think everybody on the team feels that way.
Real quick, let's in 30 seconds talk about Julian Hornbeck, a guy that is most improved defensive last year and has really seemed to have taken to another level this year.
Yeah, Julian Hornbeck.
Yeah, no kidding.
The outside linebacker does a great job for us. He's part of our original recruiting class. Tons of energy, a lot of passion, and he'll continue to grow in the program. All
right, Coach, appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll take a look at the Wildcats' final game against Findlay when we return here on the Coach O Show. Segment here on the Coach O Show as we get set to talk about the Wildcats' final game of the season, making the trip down to Findlay, Ohio, taking on the Findlay Oilers on Saturday. But first of all, Coach, something that we talked about the other night. We're into mid-November now, but you said it still kind of feels like mid-October with the way that the guys are playing.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Usually during this time of the year, you're exhausted and you're drained a little bit, and you've been going since August, and you're going 7 days a week, and you're kind of chomping at the bit to get on the road and start recruiting and all that stuff, and it hasn't been that way this year. You know, for me, I can't even believe. I mean, we're game planning and we're going through our meetings, and I can't believe it's the last week of the season. It feels like we can go another 10 or 11, you know, I think that's a good sign.
Sure.
You know, and I got to tell you, before we get rolling here with this Findlay week, I have practice today. I go home and I quickly grab a bite to eat before I come to the studio, right? And my wife says, put those lucky jeans on. So I got my lucky jeans.
Got the lucky jeans back on.
Just in case everybody understands. I think we're 5-0 with the jeans on, so we're going to go with the jeans.
Not right. Sounds like a plan. And the opponent's Findlay this weekend. And let's talk about the Oilers' good offense and a defense that's got some big players on it too.
Yeah, no doubt. Quarterback's a special player. Throws the ball down the field. I think he's a good passer. He's a Division I transfer. You know, funny, Findlay's had in my time here, this is their third Division I transfer quarterback. Wow. So they've kind of struck gold going that venue, and the defense is athletic. The offensive line's big and strong. They're physical. You know, they're a good football team, and they've been a good football team in the league for the last 3, 4, 5 years.
How about your team now as you guys get set for the final game of the season? What's kind of been the mood around there for these guys? You
know, for us, it's business as usual. You know, I told the guys today, let's not go about this week like it's our last week. Let's just prepare on Tuesday the way we've been preparing on Tuesday, and Wednesday will take care of itself. And we worked really hard to not look ahead and just handle the task at hand and just take it day by day.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate it. Best of luck on Saturday against Findlay.
Go Cats.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the Coach O Show. Join us next week as we take a look at the Findlay game. Thanks for tuning in. So long, everybody.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by